Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you this. Who are you, really? Who are you when no one's watching, when the distractions are gone and it's just you? Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought to yourself, am I the best version of me? Or maybe, just maybe, have you caught yourself thinking that you're not enough? That something about you isn't right? Well, I'm here to tell you today that if you feel that way, it's not your fault. You've been programmed for it. You've been conditioned by the world, by society, by all the stories you've told yourself. But the truth is, your personality, your character, it's not set in stone. It's not the final draft. It's a work in progress. And that's exactly what we're here to talk about today, repolishing your weak personality. What do I mean by weak personality? I don't mean that you're inherently weak. I mean that there are parts of you, maybe even just small aspects, that are holding you back from living up to your full potential. Maybe you've doubted yourself when you should have taken a stand. Maybe you've stayed silent when your voice was needed. Maybe you've let fear, insecurity, or past failures keep you from stepping into your power. But here's the thing, you have the power to change that. You don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to live as a version of yourself that doesn't truly inspire you. You can repolish yourself. Think about it just like a diamond in the rough. Your inner potential is already there, waiting to be uncovered. All it takes is the right mindset, the right tools, and a willingness to take action. Let's start by understanding that your personality is a collection of habits. Your beliefs, your thoughts, your reactions, those are the things that create who you are. And guess what? You don't have to stay stuck with your current habits. You have the power to create new habits, new ways of thinking, and ultimately a new version of yourself. But how do you do that? Step one, awareness. You cannot change what you don't acknowledge. Start by identifying the areas in your life where your personality might be holding you back. Is it in your relationships? Is it in your work? Are you letting fear dictate your decisions? Are you letting other people's opinions control your actions? Step two, shift your mindset. Understand that weakness is not a permanent condition, it's just a place you're in. But strength is something you cultivate. And that's not just about physical strength, my friends. That's about the strength of your character, the power of your beliefs, and the courage to act even when you don't feel ready. Shift your mindset from I can't to I will shift from I'm not good enough to I'm becoming more every day. Step three, take massive action. Thinking about change won't change anything, you must act. If you want confidence, you can't wait for it to just show up. You have to step into those moments where you feel fear or doubt and take action anyway. If you want courage, you don't wait for the fear to go away, you take the first step and the courage follows. This is the formula for creating change, for repolishing yourself. Action breeds confidence. Action breeds power. Step four, celebrate your wins. Every time you show up for yourself, every time you overcome a fear, every time you make progress, celebrate it. Don't wait until everything is perfect. Don't wait until you're good enough. Recognize that each small victory is a sign of the new you emerging. You're not the person you were yesterday, and you're not going to be the person you are tomorrow. You are evolving. Now, I know this journey isn't always easy. I know that you might fall back into old habits. I know that sometimes it feels like the world is pushing against you. But here's the secret to personal growth: you are stronger than you think. Every single time you push through discomfort, every time you face your fears, you grow. Every time you make the decision to act in the face of doubt, you solidify your new identity. And with every small decision, you become more and more unstoppable. So ask yourself, what's the next step for me? What can I do today to begin repolishing my personality? How can I show up for myself in a bigger way? Don't wait for the perfect moment, it's not coming. The perfect moment is now. The moment you decide to take control and repolish your personality, your life starts shifting. You start shifting. You are not defined by your past. You are not defined by your mistakes. You are not defined by your fears. You are defined by your courage to keep going, to keep evolving, and to repolish the areas of your life that need refinement. So stand up, stand tall. It's time to repolish your personality and become the person you were always meant to be. Awareness is the cornerstone of personal growth, and it's often the first step toward making meaningful changes in our lives. We all have aspects of our personality, habits, or behaviors that are holding us back, but before we can transform those weaknesses, we must first become acutely aware of them. Without awareness, change is nearly impossible. If you don't recognize the areas where your personality is weak or limiting, you won't know what needs to be repolished or strengthened. Many people go through life on autopilot, moving from one day to the next without truly understanding the patterns that are shaping their experiences. They react to life rather than taking the time to reflect on it and proactively design a path forward. The first step in overcoming any challenge is to take a moment of pause and really examine ourselves. To begin cultivating awareness, ask yourself, what aspects of my personality do I feel are not serving me? This could be a fear of speaking up, a tendency to procrastinate, a lack of confidence, or an inability to set boundaries. The key is to be brutally honest with yourself. This isn't about judging yourself or criticizing yourself. It's about recognizing the truths that can lead to growth. Self-awareness is the mirror that reveals the truth of who you are at any given moment. It allows you to see the parts of your personality that are underdeveloped, repressed, or unacknowledged. Many people are unaware of their limiting beliefs and behaviors because they've been doing them for so long that they have become second nature. For example, you might not realize that the fear of judgment is holding you back from speaking your mind in meetings or social settings. Or perhaps you don't recognize how much your lack of assertiveness is causing you to overextend yourself in relationships or at work. These behaviors may be so ingrained that they feel like a part of who you are. But once you bring them into the light of awareness, you start to see them for what they are: habits that you've developed over time, not fixed personality traits. The power lies in understanding that you have the ability to change them. Sometimes awareness comes through feedback from others. People close to you may notice things about your personality that you're unaware of. They might observe how you react under stress, how you avoid certain situations, or how you treat others. While this feedback can sometimes be hard to hear, it can be invaluable. It's easy to get defensive when someone points out areas where we fall short, but try to approach it with an open mind. Rather than reacting with defensiveness, take a step back and reflect. Ask yourself what truth is being revealed here when others point out something you've overlooked. It often holds a key to unlocking personal transformation. Another way to develop awareness is through introspection. This can be done through journaling, meditation, or simply taking quiet moments throughout the day to reflect on your thoughts and feelings. Journaling, for instance, is a powerful tool for understanding your inner world. It can help you uncover patterns in your thinking and behavior that you might not notice in the hustle of everyday life. Meditation offers a chance to quiet the noise around you and listen to your inner voice. By cultivating this stillness, you can gain clarity about what's happening beneath the surface. When you take time to examine your responses to situations, your emotional reactions, and the thoughts that arise in your mind, you can begin to separate who you truly are from the conditioned responses that are simply the result of past experiences. One of the most critical aspects of awareness is recognizing the difference between who you are and the limitations you've accepted. Your current personality is not a fixed identity, it's the result of years of conditioning, experiences, and choices. Often we hold on to beliefs about ourselves that don't reflect our true potential. For example, someone might believe they are bad at public speaking because of a past experience where they stumbled during a presentation. They then carry that belief for years, allowing it to dictate their behavior. Awareness allows you to challenge those beliefs. It gives you the opportunity to examine whether they are based on a single moment in time or on a broader narrative that no longer serves you. When you become aware of these limiting beliefs, you can begin the process of questioning and changing them. Awareness also involves understanding your emotional triggers. We all have certain situations or people that bring out a strong emotional reaction, whether it's anger, anxiety, or frustration. These emotions often reveal underlying insecurities or unresolved issues. For example, if you find yourself getting anxious in social situations, it might be because you fear rejection or judgment. By becoming aware of these emotional triggers, you can start to break them down and understand why they exist. Awareness doesn't mean simply recognizing that you get triggered. It means digging deeper to uncover the root cause of those emotions. This kind of emotional intelligence allows you to respond to life with greater calmness and control, rather than reacting impulsively or letting your emotions dictate your actions. Additionally, developing awareness means becoming mindful of your thoughts and the stories you tell yourself. Our minds are constantly filled with thoughts, many of which are automatic and often negative. We may tell ourselves things like, I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed, or I don't deserve happiness. These thoughts shape our beliefs and ultimately our behavior. Becoming aware of these negative thought patterns is crucial because they often determine how we approach challenges, relationships, and opportunities. Once you recognize these thought patterns, you can challenge them and replace them with more empowering beliefs. Awareness also extends to your habits, both positive and negative. Your habits shape your life in ways that are often invisible to you. If you're constantly hitting snooze on your alarm in the morning, delaying important tasks, or avoiding confrontation, these habits are affecting your personality and how you show up in the world. Awareness of these habits allows you to decide whether they serve you or hinder you. It's not enough to simply recognize that you have these habits. You must also become aware of how they influence your actions, your emotions, and your outcomes. In summary, awareness is the foundation of any meaningful personal transformation. By becoming aware of the parts of your personality that are weak or limiting, you open the door to change. It's about recognizing the habits, beliefs, thought patterns, and emotional responses that have been driving your behavior. When you take the time to reflect on who you are and what's holding you back, you gain the clarity needed to make intentional choices that align with the person you want to become. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. The more aware you become, the more you can begin to repolish those aspects of yourself that need refinement. Awareness is not a one-time event, it's a continual practice of examining and evolving who you are. It's the first step in taking full ownership of your life and your potential. Shifting your mindset is the critical second step in transforming your personality. Once you've gained awareness of the areas that need improvement, the next challenge is to change the way you think about yourself and the world around you. A mindset shift is what takes awareness from a passive observation to active transformation. It's not enough to recognize that your personality has weaknesses. You must also embrace the belief that you have the power to change those weaknesses into strengths. It's the way you perceive the world, your beliefs about what's possible for you, and how you interpret your experiences that shapes your actions and outcomes. If you don't change the way you think, nothing will change in your life. The first step in shifting your mindset is to challenge the limiting beliefs that are deeply ingrained in your psyche. These are the beliefs you've carried for years, sometimes without even realizing it, that tell you what you can or cannot do. For instance, you may have the belief that you're not good at public speaking because of an experience in the past where you fumbled through a presentation. Or you may believe that you are incapable of success in a certain area because you've tried and failed before. These beliefs act like invisible barriers that prevent you from reaching your full potential. The moment you challenge them and question their validity, you open the door to new possibilities. Shifting your mindset means letting go of beliefs that limit your potential and replacing them with new, empowering beliefs that encourage growth and resilience. One of the most powerful shifts you can make is to move from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. A fixed mindset is the belief that your abilities, intelligence, and personality traits are static, that they cannot change. This kind of mindset traps you in your current state, believing that you are just the way you are and any attempt at change will be futile. On the other hand, a growth mindset is the belief that you can develop and improve your abilities through effort, learning, and perseverance. A growth mindset opens up infinite possibilities for personal development because it affirms that your current abilities do not define your future. You are not limited by your past mistakes or shortcomings. You are always capable of growing and evolving. Embracing a growth mindset means embracing the idea that challenges are opportunities to learn, that failure is not the end, but a stepping stone to success. To shift your mindset, you need to practice reframing the way you see obstacles and difficulties. Instead of viewing challenges as signs that you're not good enough or that you should give up, begin to see them as opportunities for growth. Every time you face a challenge, ask yourself, what can I learn from this and how can this experience help me grow? This mindset shift will not only help you approach challenges with a more positive and resilient attitude, but it will also encourage you to take risks that you may have previously avoided. It's important to realize that growth does not happen in your comfort zone. Change happens when you step outside of what is familiar, and embracing challenges is a sign that you are moving in the right direction. Another essential aspect of shifting your mindset is to let go of the victim mentality. When you adopt a victim mindset, you believe that life is happening to you and that you have little control over the circumstances that affect you. You may feel powerless, blaming others or external factors for your misfortune. This mindset keeps you stuck, because as long as you believe you are a victim of your circumstances, you will continue to feel helpless and unable to change. Shifting your mindset means taking ownership of your life. It's about realizing that you are in control of your thoughts, actions, and reactions. While you cannot always control what happens to you, you can control how you respond. You have the power to change your narrative, to choose to see yourself as a creator of your destiny, not a victim of your situation. To shift your mindset, it's also vital to practice positive self-talk. Many people are quick to criticize themselves, often unconsciously. When you make a mistake or face a setback, your inner dialogue may be filled with harsh self-judgment, like "I'm not good enough" or "I'll never succeed." This kind of negative self-talk reinforces limiting beliefs and keeps you trapped in a cycle of self-doubt. A crucial part of shifting your mindset is replacing that negative self-talk with empowering affirmations and thoughts. For example, instead of thinking, "I can't do this," shift your thinking to, "I am capable of overcoming this challenge," or "I will learn and improve through this experience." Positive self-talk reinforces a belief in your ability to change and grow, and it builds your confidence in the process. A key part of shifting your mindset is recognizing the power of choice. Your thoughts, beliefs, and actions are all within your control. You may not be able to control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond to those events. Shifting your mindset means understanding that you always have a choice. If you want to change an aspect of your personality or behavior, you have the power to do so. This realization puts you in the driver's seat of your life and gives you the responsibility for your own transformation. When you begin to see that everything you experience is a result of the choices you make, you start to realize the immense power you hold to shape your future. Shifting your mindset also involves letting go of perfectionism. Many people hold themselves to unrealistically high standards, believing that they must be perfect in every aspect of their lives. This often leads to stress, burnout, and a fear of failure. Perfectionism keeps you stuck in an endless cycle of striving for an ideal that may never be attainable. Instead of aiming for perfection, shift your mindset to embrace progress over perfection. Understand that every step you take toward your goal, no matter how small, is a success. This mindset shift encourages you to celebrate your achievements, even if they are imperfect, and it helps you maintain motivation and momentum along the way. Finally, shifting your mindset involves embracing gratitude. When you adopt a mindset of gratitude, you begin to appreciate the progress you've already made rather than focusing on what you lack. Gratitude helps you stay grounded and focused on the positives in your life rather than getting overwhelmed by what's not going right. By shifting your focus from scarcity to abundance, you can start to see opportunities in every situation and find joy in the process of growth. A mindset of gratitude allows you to stay positive no matter how difficult the journey may seem, because you learn to appreciate the lessons in each experience. In summary, shifting your mindset is a powerful and transformative process that requires you to challenge your limiting beliefs, adopt a growth mindset, reframe obstacles as opportunities, and take ownership of your life. It's about recognizing that you are not a passive participant in your own life, you are the creator of your reality. With the right mindset, you can overcome any challenge, build the life you desire, and repolish your personality to become the best version of yourself. Mindset is the lens through which you view the world, and when you shift that lens, everything else begins to change. Taking massive action is often the differentiator between those who achieve their goals and those who remain stuck in their current circumstances. It is the bridge between intention and results. It's easy to talk about change, to dream about the life you want, and to visualize the person you want to become. But without taking consistent, massive action, those dreams will remain just that, dreams. Too many people wait for the perfect moment to act. But the truth is, the perfect moment never arrives. The key to transforming your life lies in the ability to take decisive action, even when you don't feel ready, even when fear is present, and even when the outcome is uncertain. When you take massive action, you move from passive thinking into active doing, and it is this shift that creates the momentum needed for personal growth. To take massive action, you must first let go of the idea that you need to feel completely ready before you take your first step. Perfectionism is one of the biggest traps that prevent people from acting. Many believe they need all the pieces of the puzzle to fall into place before they can begin, but the reality is that success rarely happens in a straight line. It's messy, it's unpredictable, and it's in the messy, imperfect action that progress is made. If you wait until you feel ready, you may wait forever. The truth is, you'll never feel 100% ready. That's why it's important to embrace the discomfort that comes with starting something new. When you take that first step, even if it's imperfect, you signal to yourself that you are committed to the process of change. Massive action requires courage, especially when you're stepping into the unknown. It means doing things that push you beyond your comfort zone. Often this means confronting your fears. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. These are the forces that often hold us back from taking the steps that will truly move us forward. But here's the thing, fear is a natural part of the growth process. Everyone who has ever achieved anything meaningful has had to face their fears. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not that the successful people are fearless, rather, they are willing to take action in the face of fear. They don't let fear dictate their decisions. They recognize fear as a signal that they are stepping into new territory, and they use it as fuel to propel themselves forward. Taking massive action also means that you stop overthinking and second-guessing yourself. It's easy to get caught in a cycle of analysis paralysis, where you endlessly analyze the pros and cons of every decision, trying to make sure that you're taking the right action. But the truth is, no action is ever perfect, and every decision involves some degree of uncertainty. At some point, you must move beyond the analysis phase and simply act. Action is what creates clarity. You don't have to have all the answers in order to move forward. You don't have to have a perfect plan. You just need to take the next step, and then the next, and trust that you'll adjust along the way. When you take action, you learn and grow, and you adjust your course based on real-world feedback. When you commit to taking massive action, you're committing to persistence. Success rarely happens overnight, and the road to achieving your goals is often long and winding. This is where most people falter. They start with enthusiasm, but when they don't see immediate results, they lose their motivation and give up. Taking massive action means committing to the long haul. It's about showing up every day, even when things are difficult or when you don't feel like it. It's about continuing to take steps, no matter how small, because every bit of effort compounds over time. Consistent action, no matter how imperfect or small, will always outperform sporadic bursts of intense effort followed by long periods of inaction. One of the benefits of massive action is that it helps you build momentum. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces when it comes to achieving your goals. Once you start moving, it becomes easier to keep moving. Think about it like pushing a heavy object. At first, it's hard. It takes a lot of effort to get it moving. But once it starts rolling, the effort required to keep it in motion decreases. The same principle applies to your goals. At the beginning, taking action may feel like a struggle. You may face resistance and things may feel slow. But as you continue taking action, you build momentum and things start to flow more easily. The key is to keep moving, even when it feels hard, because once you gain momentum, everything becomes easier. Massive action also helps you stay accountable to your goals. When you make a commitment to take action, you are essentially making a promise to yourself. Taking consistent action holds you accountable, even when no one else is watching. It's easy to say you want to change, but the true test of commitment is in your willingness to take action every single day. When you act, you reinforce the fact that you are serious about your goals. Your actions speak louder than your words. Every time you take a step toward your goal, you demonstrate to yourself and others that you are fully committed. This builds self-discipline and creates a habit of success. Over time, taking action becomes a part of who you are, and it becomes easier and more natural to keep moving forward. Another benefit of taking massive action is that it allows you to learn from your mistakes. Nobody gets everything right on the first try, and failure is an inevitable part of the process. However, failure is not something to fear or avoid, it's a crucial part of the journey. When you take massive action, you will inevitably make mistakes along the way, but those mistakes are not a reflection of your inability to succeed, they are opportunities to learn and grow. Each failure teaches you something valuable that can help you improve your approach and increase your chances of success the next time. People who take massive action embrace failure as part of the process. They don't let setbacks stop them. Instead, they see failure as feedback and adjust their approach accordingly. The more action you take, the more you will learn, and the better you will become at navigating challenges. Taking massive action is also about being proactive rather than reactive. Instead of waiting for things to happen to you, you take control of your future by creating the conditions for success. It's about recognizing that you are the creator of your reality and that the life you want is not going to happen on its own. You must be the one to take the initiative, make decisions, and take the necessary steps to make your dreams a reality. Every action you take, no matter how small, moves you closer to your goals. Waiting for the perfect opportunity or the right circumstances will only keep you stuck. The time to act is now. The opportunity is always available to those who are willing to take the first step. In the end, taking massive action is the key to creating change. It's the most direct path from where you are to where you want to be. It's what turns your dreams into reality and your intentions into tangible results. When you take massive action, you step into your power, embrace uncertainty, and demonstrate commitment to your own growth and success. It's the force that propels you forward, even in the face of obstacles, and it's the one thing that guarantees progress in your journey of personal transformation. Celebrating your wins, no matter how small, is one of the most powerful ways to build momentum and reinforce positive behaviors in your life. Too often, we focus so much on what we haven't accomplished or what we still need to do that we overlook the victories we've already achieved. This constant focus on what's missing or what's next can lead to feelings of inadequacy, burnout, and frustration. We become so fixated on the future that we forget to honor the present, and we fail to recognize the progress we've already made. However, celebrating small wins is essential for creating the motivation and confidence to keep pushing forward toward bigger goals. It's not just about acknowledging your successes, but also about reinforcing the belief that you are capable of achieving what you set out to do. When we celebrate our wins, we create positive reinforcement that encourages us to continue taking action. It's easy to get discouraged, especially when you're pursuing big, long-term goals. Success doesn't usually come overnight, and it can sometimes feel like you're putting in a lot of effort without seeing immediate results. In these moments, celebrating small wins serves as a reminder that progress is being made, even if it doesn't feel like it. Every small step forward, whether it's a minor improvement in your skills or completing a task on your to-do list, brings you closer to your larger goals. Acknowledging these moments of progress helps to maintain your focus and keeps you motivated to continue taking action. It creates a sense of accomplishment, which fuels the belief that you can achieve anything you set your mind to. The power of celebrating wins is psychological. Our brains are wired to seek out rewards. When we achieve something, even a small success, our brains release dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with feelings of pleasure and satisfaction. This chemical reaction not only feels good, but also reinforces the behaviors that led to the success. When we celebrate our wins, we are essentially creating a loop of positive reinforcement. The more we celebrate, the more our brains associate success with good feelings, and the more likely we are to repeat those behaviors that lead to future wins. This helps to build a cycle of motivation and productivity that propels us toward greater achievements. Celebrating small wins also helps to shift our mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance. It's easy to fall into the trap of constantly measuring yourself against others or comparing your progress to unrealistic standards. This mindset can make you feel like you're always falling short or never doing enough. By focusing on your wins, you are training yourself to focus on what you have achieved rather than what you haven't. This mindset shift is incredibly important for building self-esteem and confidence. When you acknowledge and celebrate the things you've accomplished, you begin to see yourself as someone who is capable of achieving success. It builds a positive self-image that helps you move forward with conviction and purpose. Moreover, celebrating small wins can help break the cycle of procrastination. Often, procrastination arises from feelings of overwhelm or fear of failure. When the goal feels too big or too daunting, it's easy to avoid taking any action at all. However, when you start celebrating even the tiniest victories, it creates a shift in how you view the task at hand. The more you celebrate, the more you break down the task into smaller, manageable steps, making it feel less overwhelming. Each small success makes the larger goal seem more achievable and less intimidating. It's a reminder that even small progress is progress, and that's something to be proud of. In addition to personal motivation, celebrating wins also helps to reinforce positive habits. When you celebrate, you reinforce the behaviors that led to your success. For example, if you celebrate completing a workout or sticking to a new habit, you are more likely to repeat that behavior in the future. The celebration serves as a reward, which encourages you to continue taking the necessary actions to reach your long-term goals. This can be especially helpful when you're working on building new habits or breaking old ones. Every time you celebrate a small win, you are solidifying the new behaviors and thought patterns that will eventually lead to larger success. Another important aspect of celebrating your wins is that it allows you to acknowledge your own growth. Often we are so focused on what we still want to achieve that we forget how far we've come. Reflecting on your wins helps you realize just how much progress you've made, even if it doesn't feel significant at the moment. This reflection can help you build resilience, especially when you face setbacks or challenges along the way. By looking back at your successes, you can see the evidence that you are capable of overcoming obstacles and achieving what you set out to do. This can help you maintain a positive attitude and keep going, even when things get tough. Celebrating wins doesn't always have to be a grand gesture. It doesn't require you to throw a party every time you check something off your to-do list. It can be something as simple as taking a moment to acknowledge your accomplishment, giving yourself a pat on the back, or sharing your success with a friend or loved one. It could be as small as savoring the feeling of completing a task or taking a deep breath and saying, "Well done." It's not about the scale of the celebration, but about the act of recognizing your success and allowing yourself to feel good about it. The key is to give yourself permission to be proud of your efforts and accomplishments, no matter how small they seem. In the journey of self-improvement and personal growth, it's easy to focus solely on the end goal. We become fixated on the idea of achieving that one big thing, whether it's a promotion, a financial goal, or a personal achievement. While having a long-term vision is important, it's equally important to celebrate the process. The journey is just as valuable as the destination. When you celebrate the small wins along the way, you're not only reinforcing positive behavior, but you're also creating a more enjoyable and fulfilling path toward your larger goals. The more you celebrate, the more you realize that success is not just about the end result, but about the growth, progress, and learning that happens along the way. One of the key benefits of celebrating your wins is that it fosters gratitude. When you celebrate, you are practicing gratitude for the effort you've put in and the progress you've made. This gratitude helps shift your focus from what you still need to do or what you don't have to what you have accomplished and what you've learned. Gratitude is a powerful tool for personal growth as it helps you stay grounded and maintain a positive outlook. It reminds you that no success is too small to be appreciated and that each step forward is something to be thankful for. Finally, celebrating your wins helps you develop a deeper sense of self-worth. When you acknowledge your accomplishments, you send a message to yourself that you are capable and deserving of success. This builds self-confidence, which is crucial for overcoming self-doubt and fear of failure. When you celebrate your wins, you remind yourself that you are making progress and that you have the ability to achieve what you set out to do. This, in turn, helps you stay motivated, focused, and energized as you continue on your journey. Surrounding yourself with the right people is one of the most critical steps in repolishing your personality and achieving personal growth. The individuals you choose to spend your time with profoundly influence your mindset, behavior, and success. We often underestimate the impact that our social circle has on our lives, but the reality is the people around you shape who you are and where you're headed. The right people, those who are supportive, inspiring, and share your values, can uplift you, challenge you to grow, and help you become the best version of yourself. On the other hand, toxic or negative relationships can drain your energy, reinforce limiting beliefs, and keep you stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. Understanding the power of your environment and intentionally surrounding yourself with the right people is crucial for unlocking your potential. The first step in surrounding yourself with the right people is to identify the types of relationships that are currently in your life. Take an honest look at your social circle, your friends, family, coworkers, mentors, and acquaintances. Are these relationships contributing to your personal growth, or are they holding you back? Do the people around you encourage you to pursue your dreams, or do they make you feel small, insecure, or doubtful? It's important to realize that not all relationships are equal. While it's essential to have empathy and compassion for others, it's equally important to prioritize your own growth and well-being. If certain relationships are toxic, draining, or discouraging, it's essential to address them, and if necessary, distance yourself from them. This doesn't mean you have to cut people out of your life entirely, but it does mean that you need to be intentional about the energy you allow into your space. One of the most important aspects of surrounding yourself with the right people is finding individuals who align with your values and vision for your life. When you surround yourself with people who share similar goals, values, and beliefs, you create an environment that nurtures your growth. These are the people who will encourage you, hold you accountable, and challenge you to be better. They won't be the ones to hold you back or tell you that you can't achieve your dreams. Instead, they will help you see the possibilities and push you to reach your highest potential. Being around people who share your values creates a sense of belonging and support, which is essential when you're working on personal growth. In addition to shared values, it's important to surround yourself with people who inspire you. Inspiration is a powerful motivator. When you spend time with individuals who are constantly striving to improve themselves, who are passionate about their goals, and who maintain a positive, growth-oriented mindset, you begin to adopt those same attitudes. Inspiration breeds motivation. When you see others taking bold action, facing challenges head-on, and achieving their goals, it reminds you that you too are capable of doing the same. Being around inspiring people keeps you motivated and helps you stay focused on your own goals. It creates a sense of possibility and encourages you to keep moving forward, even when the going gets tough. Another key element of surrounding yourself with the right people is having individuals who challenge you to grow. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone, and sometimes the people who push you the hardest are those who hold you to a higher standard. These are the people who won't let you settle for mediocrity or complacency. They will challenge your thinking, encourage you to step outside of your comfort zone, and hold you accountable to your goals. Having these people in your life is crucial because they help you break through limitations and reach new heights. They won't let you make excuses or take the easy way out. Instead, they will encourage you to do the hard work necessary to achieve your potential. When you surround yourself with people who challenge you, you also invite constructive feedback into your life. Feedback is one of the most valuable tools for growth, but it's often difficult to receive. Many people avoid feedback because they fear criticism or judgment. However, the right people will provide feedback that is meant to help you improve, not tear you down. They will offer insights, advice, and suggestions that help you grow, and they will do so with kindness and respect. Feedback from people who genuinely care about your growth is essential for refining your skills, strengthening your character, and building the resilience needed to succeed. Another crucial aspect of your social circle is having people who believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. Doubt and fear are natural parts of the human experience, and there will be times when you question your abilities or your worth. In these moments, having people around you who have unwavering belief in your potential can be a game changer. These individuals act as mirrors, reflecting back to you the greatness that you may not see in yourself. They will encourage you to keep going, even when the path seems uncertain or when failure seems imminent. They remind you of your strengths, your talents, and your ability to overcome challenges. Having a support system that believes in you is essential for building confidence and staying motivated even when faced with setbacks. Surrounding yourself with the right people also means cultivating relationships with mentors and role models. Mentors are invaluable because they have walked the path you are on and can offer guidance, advice, and perspective based on their own experiences. A mentor can help you navigate challenges, avoid common pitfalls, and accelerate your growth by providing insight that you may not have otherwise had. Role models, on the other hand, serve as examples of what is possible. They inspire you through their actions, their achievements, and their mindset. They show you that success is attainable and that with determination, focus, and hard work, you too can achieve your goals. Equally important is the ability to engage in a network of people who support each other's success. Building relationships with like-minded individuals who are also focused on their own growth can create a sense of camaraderie and collective achievement. These people understand the value of personal development and they are eager to share ideas, resources, and strategies for success. They are a source of mutual inspiration and their success becomes a reflection of what's possible for you as well. These networks create a sense of community and collaboration that can propel you forward in ways you may not have anticipated. It's also essential to recognize that surrounding yourself with the right people is not just about adding people to your circle. It's also about letting go of relationships that no longer serve you. Toxic relationships, whether they're with family, friends, or colleagues, can drain your energy, lower your self-esteem, and keep you stuck in negative patterns. These relationships often involve people who are critical, judgmental, or dismissive of your goals. They may not actively discourage you, but their presence can foster doubt, insecurity, and a lack of confidence. Letting go of these relationships, or at least setting boundaries with them, is crucial for your growth. Sometimes distancing yourself from toxic individuals allows space for healthier, more supportive relationships to flourish. Surrounding yourself with the right people is a conscious decision. It requires being intentional about the relationships you cultivate and the energy you allow into your life. It means being discerning about who you spend your time with and understanding that not everyone deserves a place in your inner circle. The right people will uplift you, support you, and help you grow into the person you are meant to become. They will encourage you to take bold action, to push past your limits, and to believe in your own potential. By intentionally surrounding yourself with people who challenge, inspire, and believe in you, you set yourself up for success and personal transformation. These relationships serve as the foundation for the life you want to create, one filled with growth, achievement, and fulfillment.